how's it going? It's Elena. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have another apartment tour. Back at it again. I'm so excited because we have a very cool apartment tour today. We're going to my friend Tyler's apartment. I've known Tyler for about 2 years and he's like this amazing photographer, but also has just incredible style, like fashion as well as home decor. So this is a cool one if you need some inspiration. His place is so sick. Like I was taking notes the whole time I was there. He lives on kind of like the cusp of Williamsburg and Bushwick, and it's been a while since I've done an apartment in this neck of the woods, so let's dive into the history. So we gotta go way back, of course, and Bushwick was originally inhabited by the Lenape Native American tribe before European, specifically Dutch settlers, arrived in the early 17th century. The name Bushwick is believed to have originated from the Dutch word Boswick, meaning the little town in the woods, and it started as a farming community, as a lot of New York did. Fast forward a little bit, and in the 19th century, Bushwick experienced a lot of industrialization and urbanization. There was construction of railroads and development of a lot of buildings and factories that led to a lot of immigrants, particularly a lot of German, Italian, Polish, Irish, and later Hispanic communities, all immigrated to this area as there were factories, breweries, and warehouses led to Bushwick becoming this thriving industrial center. Fast forward again, in like many urban areas in the mid 20th century, Bushwick faced a lot of social and economic struggles during like the 1960s and 1970s that culminated in the infamous Bushwick riots of 1977. And in recent years, Bushwick has really undergone this revitalization and also gentrification, unfortunately, like a lot of New York. With all of this area's seen a lot of influx of young professionals, artists, and students that are attracted to its, relative affordability and its loft apartments and this vibrant cultural scene and its convenient location, as it's super easy to get to Manhattan and the other boroughs. Overall, Bushwick's history really reflects the broader trends of urbanization, immigration, and socioeconomic change that have really shaped New York City and many other urban areas in the US. So that's a little bit of the history of Bushwick. It has an interesting and unique past. As a young person living in New York, the way I view Bushwick, as do many of my friends, we see it as a very kind of like artsy, super industrial neighborhood. Lots of really great music venues out there if you like your house and techno. Bushwick has got you covered. But before we head to Bushwick, let's talk about today's sponsor, because obviously living in New York City is not cheap and it's crucial to be good with your money in a city like this. So let's talk about a way you can stop stressing about your money, and you can start with Facet. It's super easy. You can tell them all about your finances and they basically help create a personalized financial plan that's tailored to your goals. Like maybe you want to buy a dream apartment one day, maybe you want to travel. And I think this is great because we all obviously have different goals and they can really help shift it and create it in a way that's best for you. For example, I'm trying to travel quite a bit this summer and I could definitely use some extended financial guidance when it comes to this to make sure I'm like staying on track. What's also great is that they help you keep on track with monthly check-ins, which I love and I could definitely use. I feel like when I'm traveling and I'm on the go, it's really easy for certain things to kind of slip through the cracks. So I could definitely use someone to keep me accountable, and that's what Facet is great for, because I think we could all use that, right? And I know it feels daunting and it's easy to feel lost when making big financial decisions on your own, but with Facet, you honestly really don't have to. With a Facet membership, you basically have access to message a whole team of certified financial planner professionals, and those are real humans, not robots, which I'm grateful for. So I feel like Facet is really building the future of financial planning. So don't waste time procrastinating with your money, because don't forget, the longer you wait, the less time you have for your money to grow. So on that note, you can head to facet.com, Elena, if you want to check it out for yourself. They have different membership options and there's even a special offer now that you don't want to miss out on. So everything will be linked down below as usual, and you should definitely check out Facet. And on that note, I think it's time we head to Bushwick. Yeah, shall we? Should we go? Let's go.
Hey, my name is Tyler. This is my 2-bedroom apartment in Bushwick, and we pay $4,000 a month. So this is our kitchen/dining room. So the layout of this apartment is we've got 2 lofts essentially with a big staircase in the middle. So it's identical on both stories. This room is the kitchen/dining room, roommate's bedroom over there. And funny enough, we don't really have any windows in the apartment just because of the nature. It's kind of smushed in, but we have these big skylights. I'm definitely a big object person. So I've got lots of ceramics and little objects that I collect from different places that I go to. So yeah, this is my little coffee station. I'm a big morning coffee person and I really like just having like a artful morning routine to make something that I really enjoy. And I've got a Rancilio Sylvia machine, and then this little Breville smart grinder. I come from a family that's big chefs. My mom's a super talented chef, so I grew up being her sous chef. I started when I was like 8 years old. So that was kind of ingrained in me, and I cook probably 4 or 5 nights a week. I really like gathering people, so we'll do lots of dinner parties here. This table is like 400 pounds. So we only had to move it like 2 blocks, and it took like 4 giant guys to pick this thing up. But yeah, now it's here permanently. So when we got this apartment, there was no overhead light. It's just these lights that are in the fans. So we really had to put in all of our own light. So I ended up getting this light bar. So yeah, the fun thing about this place is we have really tall ceilings, so the place feels really big, but because of that, you need to find super big art to be able to fill the place up. So I've got this print of mine that I shot that's really small, so it kind of feels really small in this space, but then it's right next to this really big painting over here that I think fills the space really well. So it's like a Rothko-esque painting. This photo comes from a series that I just did around intimacy, and I did like a gallery show around it, and this is one of the pieces that I kept and sold the rest of them. If you stand it up straight, it's probably 15 foot tall Dracena tree. I got this also on Facebook Marketplace. We bought it from someone in Bed-Stuy, and I have a buddy who's got a Jeep. So we picked it up, turned it sideways, and had the whole thing sticking out the back of the Jeep while we were driving around. So it's kind of fun that it's like growing into this skylight, and it's really filling it up well, and it's my pride and joy. So I collect a lot of old books, so this is definitely just like a little collection of old books that I have. I think I got this at Home Goods for like 20 bucks. I like it a lot. I'm a big fan of Home Goods. High school days with my mom walking around, or she's picking up all the little things. This is a paprika plant. I don't know how they get paprika out of it, but I like the way it looks. I would say like the bathrooms are probably like the least special part of this apartment, but my favorite part is this Frank Zappa print I have going on over here. Frank and Zappa taking a poop. This is my roommate's room. I don't want to get too in his business, but you can see there's another skylight in here, and then window and some plants. So before we go downstairs, these are some of my favorite prints. I got these at a flea market. So these are drawings from a college architecture student's final project. So these are from the late 60s. I just really like the way the paper aged and wrinkled. And on the portfolio of the project, it said he got a B-. So I think it's pretty good, but apparently I got a B-. So this is the downstairs portion. Yeah, so this is me and my buddy Kai. I moved to New York with him. It's an old tintype of me and him. It's a silver collodion plate, which is like one of the oldest photographic processes, and I love Kai dearly. So I have him right when I walk in. One of my first hand-printed film photos. Photo means a lot to me. This room is quite a bit different. It's got a couple different uses. So right now it's set up as my living room and like hi-fi listening room. So I've got these beautiful speakers, my pride and joy, along with the tree. But these are Altec Lansing A7 Voice of the Theater speakers from 1964. They're really hard to come by. So when I found them, I like immediately showed up with a U-Haul and got them for like a really amazing deal. Had to like fully take them apart, put them back together, rewire them. But yeah, now they live here, and yeah, I gather people and do like big group listening sessions pretty frequently. But then this room also converts into my photo studio. So when we want to convert it, we drop backdrops right in front of the speakers and then push the couch back, and this whole thing, we can shoot, you know, full body fashion shoots. So I recently built this table. This table is from a butcher block from the 1800s. I bought this from a plant shop in Brooklyn that was closing down, and I refinished it, sanded it, stained it, and then put some steel legs on it, and now it's my big, beautiful coffee table. Like my 4 favorite photographers are Frank Okenfels, Jack Davidson, Wolfgang Tillmans, and Tyler Mitchell. So I have all their books on here. I've got this Akari lamp back here that I think is like really ties the room well together. I really need to get a frame for this thing. It's an old map of Brooklyn. I don't really know when it's from. I got it at a thrift store near my grandfather's house in Long Island. So this is my little workstation. So all the post-production and editing goes on right here. I have a nice little like adjustable standing desk, and then I have scanners and printers and everything I need to make my work. So this is my bedroom. Furniture-wise, I like keeping everything really low, especially with the tall ceilings. It makes everything feel bigger. I built this clothing rack just off of like a rod I got at Home Depot and some steel cable, and it works out pretty well. It was like 20 bucks. I really love this Bodhi shirt. I'm a big Bodhi fan. So my most worn piece of clothing is this old Issey plantation coat from the 80s that's all indigo dyed cotton, beautiful, trenchy. No, it's a coat. I don't know. So this chair is a part of a 2-set that I got from this designer in the Navy Yards, Brooklyn Navy Yards, called Skill Set. He just like repurposes wood that he finds all over and makes cool furniture out of it. So this is made out of like old police barricades. I think people like walk in here and sometimes are like, what's up with like the police chair and the big American flag? And it's like kind of accidental. I really like the Americana style of the aged, tattered flag. And it was in my parents' old place, so it is like a bit reminiscent of home. I definitely like collect lots of silver jewelry. A lot of it's on me and a lot of it's over here. So my main camera that most of my work is shot on is a Mamiya RZ67 Pro 2. It's a medium format film camera from the late 70s. My grandfather got this for my mom for her high school graduation. So it's a Nikon FM2. It's a 35mm camera. It's been in my family for a really long time. This camera, I feel like everyone and their mother has this camera, but it's a Fuji X100V. It's a great daily carry. This is my great-grandfather's World War II belt. I've worn it one time, and it's kind of cool, but it's definitely a statement. This is just a reprint of Jean-Michel Basquiat. I don't have the original because I don't have tens of millions of dollars lying around, but I love Jean-Michel Basquiat, and I really like this piece. This chair is like one of my favorite things I own. It's an Angel Pazmino chair that was made in 1971. I sit in it every morning and meditate, and I read in it, and it's got a really nice creak to it. I really like a creaky chair. So that's like an ideal creak. You need a decent creak on your reading chair. This is my grandfather, who is 94 right now. A photo of him in his business days, but him and I are very close. So this bench is an African Sonofu table bench. And then I have this really cool like straw bag I got in Mexico City that's made of old potato sacks that I really like. And my aesthetic, as you can tell, is thrashed old things. So I'm a photographer and director. I mostly work in the fashion space. I like taking photos, and I feel like fashion is the world that allows you to like have the most artistic expression with what you're creating. I predominantly shoot on film, and I do a lot of my post-processing is in the darkroom. So everything's hand printed and just kind of tapping into that old way of doing things. My interior design style is like mostly old things. Like I really like pieces that have stories and look like they have some character and wear to them. So yeah, just lots of old things mixed with plants and books. I'm a very obsessive person, and I'll like dig really deep into things that I'm interested in. Like maybe I'll find a piece at a flea market that I really like and then look up who the designer is and then deep dive and buy a book on it. And so that's how I've acquired the knowledge of like the weird niche things that I have. I really like popping into little stores and wandering around, and I travel a lot. So whenever I go somewhere, I pick up a piece from those places and bring them back or ship them back. A lot of this stuff is from Facebook Marketplace. I'm a big Facebook Marketplace fanatic. My algorithm is like perfect. It's mostly like furniture, cameras, coffee, watches, etc. New York's got this energy about it where everyone here is, in my perspective, searching for something, trying to create something. You know, it really has that liveliness to it. And I feel like New York is also like a mix and mashup of all of the most talented, interesting, creative people in the world. You know, everyone comes here from all over to make their dreams come true, and especially in the art world. So I feel like I'm just around all these people that inspire me.